Have you ever wondered what happens to the silent, invisible energy that makes up your thoughts, your memories, and your very consciousness when the physical body finally comes to a gentle rest? Have you ever realized that the very same fundamental laws governing the distant ancient stars also govern the quiet microscopic world of subatomic particles within your own mind? We walk through our lives anchored to a reality that feels profoundly solid and permanent. We trust the ground beneath our feet, the air we breathe, and the linear forward march of time. We are used to density, to things being tangible and bound by the rules of classical physics that we experience every single day. But if you step just beyond the threshold of ordinary perception, if you allow yourself to look deeper into the fabric of existence, you will find that reality is far more elusive, far more delicate, and far more mysterious than our human senses could ever naturally perceive. We are embarking on a quiet journey today, a gentle exploration of one of the most profound mysteries that has ever captured the human imagination, the ultimate fate of our consciousness. The transition from life to what lies beyond has always been veiled in silence, a vast unexplored territory that we often approach with a mixture of reverence and uncertainty. But what if this transition is not a sudden end, but rather a profound physical transformation governed by the strangest and most beautiful laws of quantum mechanics? What if life after physical passing is actually a quantum process? Before we dive deeper into this quiet journey of the mind, allow me to take a brief moment to introduce myself. I am Theodore, the researcher. I have noticed that 71% of the people who watch these explorations have not yet subscribed to the channel. If you find peace and wonder in these cosmic journeys, please consider subscribing. It helps us immensely and ensures we can continue exploring the endless mysteries of the universe together. Now, let us return to the quiet darkness of the quantum realm, where the boundaries between matter and energy begin to beautifully dissolve. To truly understand how consciousness might survive the cessation of biological functions, we must first change the way we look at ourselves. We must shift our perspective from the macroscopic world of flesh and bone down to the infinitesimally small realm of the quantum universe. You are not merely a collection of biological cells. You are, at your most fundamental level, a breathtakingly complex symphony of subatomic particles. The atoms in your body were forged in the ancient, blazing cores of stars that lived and died long before our own sun was even born. The carbon that makes up your physical structure, the oxygen you gently breathe in, the iron flowing through your blood, all of these elements were created in the nuclear furnaces of distant cosmic giants. When those ancient stars ended their lives in spectacular supernova explosions, they scattered their elemental riches across the vast, silent emptiness of space. Eventually, over billions of years, some of those very atoms found their way into a swirling cloud of gas and dust that slowly collapsed to form our solar system, our beautiful planet, and ultimately, you. You are made of star stuff. There is a direct, unbreakable physical connection between you and the distant fires of the cosmos. But what exactly animates this star stuff? What breathes life, thought, and delicate awareness into this collection of ancient atoms? To answer this profound question, we must look to the strange and counterintuitive world of quantum mechanics. In the early part of the 20th century, physicists discovered that when you look closely enough at the fundamental building blocks of reality, the traditional rules of classical physics completely break down. Particles can exist in multiple places at the exact same time through a phenomenon known as superposition. They can pass through seemingly solid, impenetrable barriers. And, perhaps most mysteriously of all, they can become entangled, sharing a deep, instantaneous connection across vast distances of space, even across opposite ends of the universe, communicating in a silence that defies our understanding of time and distance. This quantum realm is not a place of solid objects, but a fluid landscape of probabilities, wave functions, and pure vibrating energy. According to the first law of thermodynamics, one of the most fundamental and unbreakable principles in all of human science, energy cannot be created or destroyed. It can only be transformed from one state into another. The energy that powers your physical body, the tiny electrical impulses that travel through the billions of neurons in your human brain, cannot simply vanish into nothingness when your biological heart stops beating. It must go somewhere. It must transform. It must obey the ancient laws of the cosmos that dictate the conservation of all things. Imagine the human brain not just as a biological organ, but as an incredibly advanced, staggeringly complex quantum processor. For decades, dedicated scientists and philosophers have debated the true nature of consciousness. Is it merely a temporary byproduct of complex chemical reactions? Or is it something infinitely deeper, something woven into the very fabric of the cosmos itself? Renowned mathematical physicist Sir Roger Penrose and anesthesiologist Stuart Hameroff proposed a groundbreaking, elegant framework known as the orchestrated objective reduction theory. They gently suggested that consciousness actually originates at the quantum level inside tiny cylindrical structures within our brain cells called microtubules. These delicate microtubules are so unimaginably small that the strange, beautiful rules of quantum mechanics can take hold within them. Inside these intricate biological structures, quantum vibrations occur, acting like a cosmic symphony, playing the silent music of your personal awareness. If this scientific proposition holds true, then your consciousness, your deeply held memories, your very sense of self, is fundamentally a quantum state of energy, held in a delicate temporary suspension within the biological framework of your physical brain. Now, let us gently follow this beautiful thought to its most profound and comforting conclusion. What exactly happens to this precise quantum information, this intricate web of entangled energy, when the physical vessel can no longer sustain its delicate operations? If the biological body slowly fails, the microtubules gradually lose their ability to maintain the quantum state in a localized, coherent, and isolated form. But we must always remember the fundamental law of the universe. Energy cannot be destroyed. The quantum information that makes up your deeply personal consciousness does not merely cease to exist in the cold darkness. Instead, it is released. It gently dissipates, leaking out into the broader, infinite universe. The quantum state of your mind, containing the sum total of your lifetime of experiences, your profound loves, your quiet fears, and your deepest moments of wonder, expands outward. It gracefully rejoins the infinite cosmic field from which all physical and energetic things originally emerged so many billions of years ago. In this contemplative view, passing away is absolutely not an extinguishing of the inner light, but rather a profound, expansive unbinding. The localized concentration of quantum energy that you currently call your identity simply loses its temporary physical containment, spreading out to entangle with the vast, quiet geometry of space-time itself. This transition from the localized biological perspective to the infinite quantum reality is perhaps the most gentle, peaceful, and natural process in the entire universe. Think of a single, delicate drop of rain falling into a vast, silent, moonlit ocean. The solitary drop loses its individual boundary, its distinct, isolated shape, but the precious water that composed it does not disappear. It simply becomes one with the endless, profound depth, participating in the grand, sweeping currents of the entire planetary sea. In much the same way, the quantum information of a life lived thoughtfully on Earth might naturally disperse into the universal fabric, returning to the ancient cosmic ocean. The renowned astronomer Carl Sagan once profoundly noted that we are a way for the cosmos to know itself. We are the universe observing itself from within. Through our human eyes, the universe perceives its own breathtaking beauty. Through our seeking minds, it contemplates its own boundless mystery. When our biological function eventually ends, that beautiful process of observation does not necessarily end. It simply changes its fundamental form. The perspective gently shifts from the singular and localized to the universal and infinite. We merge back into the great, quiet expanse that has been holding us safely all along. Consider the sheer, breathtaking scale of the environment into which this quantum information is ultimately released. The observable universe contains hundreds of billions of magnificent galaxies, each home to hundreds of billions of ancient, slowly burning stars. The seemingly empty space between these distant stars is not truly empty at all, but rather filled with invisible gravitational fields, mysterious dark matter, and a constant, quiet hum of subtle quantum fluctuations. It is an environment of staggering complexity and silent majesty. The vibrant energy of a human mind, once peacefully released from its biological tether, steps gracefully into this vast cosmic arena. It is a profound return to the ultimate source. The atoms that make up our bodies have always rightfully belonged to the stars, and perhaps the quantum energy that makes up our minds has always intrinsically belonged to the endless, woven fabric of the universe itself. We are simply temporary, localized expressions of a much grander, infinite reality. The illusion of separation, the feeling that we are isolated individuals walking entirely alone on a rocky planet, is just that, a temporary illusion created by the necessary limitations of our physical, human senses. The profound beauty of this quantum perspective is that it completely removes the ancient, lingering fear of the empty void. There is no absolute emptiness awaiting us, no final, terrifying end to our fundamental essence. There is only transformation. There is only the gentle unwinding of incredibly complex quantum states back into the foundational fields of pure nature. It invites a deep, abiding sense of inner peace and a quiet, respectful humility. We are invited to view our human lives not as brief, desperate flashes of light, doomed to be swallowed by eternal darkness, but as intricate, beautiful, temporary patterns woven carefully into an endless, ancient cosmic tapestry. Our fleeting thoughts, our moments of profound wonder, our quiet contemplations of the vast night sky, these are never truly lost. They become an enduring part of the permanent quantum memory of the universe itself. As we sit here together in the quiet space of this shared moment, exploring these profound and ancient mysteries, we are engaging in the very beautiful act that gives the universe its meaning. We are observing, we are wondering, and we are connecting with the deepest truths of our existence. This journey of understanding is an infinite path, a quiet road of discovery that we walk together. There is always more to learn, more to feel, and more to gently realize about our profound place in this vast, silent cosmos. We have only just begun to carefully untangle the magnificent connections between the delicate quantum world within us and the sprawling galactic structures that surround our tiny, beautiful home planet. The mystery continues to gently beckon us forward. Have you ever wondered how two separate things, drifting light years apart in the quiet cosmos, can still fundamentally feel the gentle presence of one another? Have you ever stopped to realize that the immense physical distance between you and the furthest ancient star might just be an illusion, constructed by our biological minds to make sense of a reality far more intimately connected than we naturally perceive. We walk through our daily lives believing physical separation is an absolute rule of the universe. We intuitively think that when a delicate autumn leaf falls silently from a branch, or when a human life comes to its gentle end, a permanent distance is created. But what if physical distance itself is merely a convincing mirage? What if the universe is not a random collection of isolated objects floating blindly in the empty void, but rather a single, continuous, breathing fabric of vibrating quantum energy? Today, we continue our quiet journey into the deep mysteries of quantum mechanics and human consciousness, gently exploring how the profound, invisible threads of the cosmos might hold the ultimate, beautiful secret to life after physical passing. Before we delve deeper into this beautiful, ancient mystery, let us take a moment to pause and breathe in the stillness of the present moment. I am Theodore, the researcher, your gentle guide on this contemplative journey through the infinite cosmos. I have recently noticed that exactly 71% of the beautiful minds who watch our quiet explorations have not yet subscribed to the channel. If you find comfort, peace, and intellectual safety in these meditative reflections on the universe, please consider subscribing. It helps our community of cosmic explorers grow immensely and allows us to continue unearthing the profound secrets of the infinite space around us, bringing these quiet stories directly to you. Now, take a slow, deep breath. Let the tension release from your shoulders, and let us gently return our focus to the magnificent, invisible connections that bind every single particle in the vastness of human existence. To truly understand how our personal consciousness might miraculously survive the natural cessation of our biological form, we must carefully examine one of the most baffling and profoundly beautiful discoveries in the entire history of modern science, the phenomenon known as quantum entanglement. In the early decades of the 20th century, visionary physicists like Albert Einstein grappled with a newly discovered quantum reality that completely defied all classical common sense. They mathematically found that two subatomic particles, once physically interacted and entangled, could become so deeply linked that the quantum state of one would instantly determine the quantum state of the other, regardless of how incredibly far apart they were subsequently separated in the universe. Einstein famously, and somewhat uncomfortably, called this strange phenomenon spooky action at a distance. He could not easily accept that a quiet whisper of energetic information could seemingly travel faster than the absolute speed of light, crossing the vast silence of deep space in absolute zero time. Yet, over the following decades, rigorous scientific experiments have undeniably proven that this miraculous cosmic connection is fundamentally real. Just a few short years ago, dedicated researchers utilized advanced satellite technology to beam delicate, entangled photons from the quiet vacuum of space directly down to receiving ground stations on the surface of the Earth. Through incredibly precise scientific instruments, they definitively proved that these tiny particles remained intimately, instantaneously connected over a staggering physical distance of 1,200 miles. Whether they are separated by a few mere inches on a pristine laboratory bench, 1,200 miles through the Earth's atmosphere, or perhaps even billions of light years across the ancient, expanding cosmos, these entangled particles communicate in a perfectly synchronized silent dance. They share a single, unified quantum state that completely transcends our ordinary human understanding of space and time. When you gently measure the spin of one particle, its distant partner instantaneously aligns itself, completely ignoring the vast empty space that seemingly divides them. This is not magic. This is the fundamental, proven physical reality of the universe we inhabit. And it holds breathtaking implications for the vibrating energy we call the human mind. Imagine, for a quiet, contemplative moment, the billions of intricate neurons silently firing within your own physical brain right now as you process these very words. The orchestrated objective reduction theory, which we gently touched upon during the beginning of our journey, scientifically suggests that the microscopic, delicate microtubules within your brain cells are perfectly capable of maintaining these complex, vibrating quantum states. If the foundational building blocks of your personal consciousness are actively operating at the deepest quantum level, then it is intellectually beautiful to consider that the energy comprising your identity is completely subject to the miraculous laws of quantum entanglement. Your private thoughts, your deepest cherished memories, your most profound moments of wonder and awe while looking up at the night sky, are not just temporary chemical reactions confined to a fragile biological shell. They are incredibly complex, enduring patterns of entangled quantum information. And if we absolutely know that entangled particles effortlessly ignore the illusion of physical distance, we must ask ourselves a deeply beautiful existential question. What exactly happens to this entangled web of consciousness when the physical human brain eventually stops functioning? In the rigorous, fascinating world of theoretical astrophysics, there is an ongoing intellectual debate known as the black hole information paradox. Renowned physicists like Stephen Hawking and Leonard Susskind spent decades wrestling with the ultimate, final fate of information in the universe. According to the foundational, unbreakable laws of quantum mechanics, quantum information simply cannot ever be permanently destroyed or erased from existence. Just as raw physical energy is endlessly conserved and continuously transformed, the fundamental information that specifically describes the unique state of a quantum particle must be preserved somewhere in the vast cosmos, even if that particle unfortunately falls into the crushing, inescapable gravitational pull of a supermassive black hole. If the universe goes to such extraordinary, unimaginably complex lengths to permanently preserve the quantum information of a single, seemingly meaningless electron falling into a dark cosmic abyss, would it not also perfectly and gently preserve the staggering, beautiful complexity of an entire human life when the gentle, inevitable moment of physical passing finally arrives? The biological containment system of the human brain naturally and peacefully fails, but the entangled, vibrant quantum information that actually makes up your unique, precious consciousness does not simply blink out of existence into the cold dark. According to the strict laws of quantum physics, that deeply personal information must be flawlessly conserved. Instead of disappearing forever, the quantum state of your mind gracefully unbinds itself from the failing physical matter of your biological body, because this delicate information was likely already fundamentally entangled with the broader underlying quantum fields of the entire universe. The cessation of your biological heartbeat merely represents a quiet, profoundly beautiful shift in perspective. Your consciousness gently transitions from being intensely localized within a specific human body on a small rocky planet to being universally distributed across the silent, infinite fabric of space-time itself. You do not truly die. You simply expand. Your awareness gently diffuses into the vast, ancient cosmos, peacefully returning to the primordial ocean of energy from which all life blossomed. The brilliant astrophysicist Neil deGrasse Tyson once profoundly reminded us that we are all fundamentally connected to each other biologically, to the earth chemically, and to the rest of the universe atomically. Through the revealing lens of quantum mechanics, we take this beautiful realization one profound step further. We are deeply connected to the entire cosmos energetically and informationally. The vibrating energy that quietly animates you right now is the exact same ancient energy that silently burns in the blazing hearts of distant stars. When your physical journey finally concludes, your unique energetic signature is seamlessly and lovingly reabsorbed into the grand, quiet symphony of the cosmos. The universe does not arbitrarily discard the magnificent masterpiece of your conscious mind. This understanding brings a profound, deeply comforting peace, replacing the fear of the unknown with the gentle certainty of eternal cosmic transformation. The journey of discovery is an infinite path, and the most beautiful mysteries still lie quietly ahead of us. Have you ever wondered if the magnificent ancient stars only truly shine when there is a quiet, contemplative mind looking up into the dark night sky to see them? Have you ever stopped to carefully realize that the simple, gentle act of human observation might actually shape the very physical fabric of the reality we walk through every single day? We are deeply accustomed to thinking of the universe as a massive clockwork, a cold and indifferent place that existed for billions of years before we briefly arrived and will continue for trillions of years, long after we are quietly gone. We intuitively believe that the vast, silent cosmos is completely independent of our small, fragile human existence. We feel that we are merely tiny wanderers standing on a microscopic speck of cosmic dust, drifting endlessly through an infinite, pre-existing void. But if you step carefully away from the comforting illusions of classical physics and gently venture into the profoundly mysterious world of quantum mechanics, you will quickly find a paradox that challenges absolutely everything we think we know about space, time, and the deeply profound nature of human consciousness. Today, our meditative journey continues as we explore one of the most astonishing scientific revelations of the past 100 years, a mystery that might just hold the ultimate key to understanding how our fragile awareness transcends the physical event we call death. Before we gently unwrap this profound cosmic paradox together, please allow me a brief, quiet moment. I am Theodore, the researcher, your gentle companion on this infinite journey of cosmic discovery. I have recently noticed that exactly 71% of the beautiful, curious souls who watch these meditative explorations have not yet subscribed to our channel. If you find peace, deep wonder, and a sense of absolute intellectual safety in these quiet stories about our ancient universe, please consider subscribing. It helps our community grow immensely and allows us to continue unearthing the beautiful, silent mysteries of the cosmos together, night after quiet night. Now, take a slow, calming breath. Let the heavy weight of the ordinary world slip away from your shoulders, and let us gently return to the astonishing, beautiful mystery of the quantum observer. To truly understand the magnificent role that your personal consciousness plays in the grand architecture of the universe, we must carefully look at a specific scientific experiment that has baffled the absolute greatest minds of our modern era. It is universally known in the scientific community as the double-slit experiment. Imagine a quiet, completely dark laboratory where dedicated physicists are precisely firing tiny subatomic particles, like delicate photons of light, at a solid physical barrier containing exactly two exceedingly small, parallel slits. When these brilliant scientists do not measure or observe which specific slit the tiny particle travels through, the particle does something completely impossible according to our everyday human logic. It behaves not as a solid, physical object, but as a vast, invisible wave of pure, mathematical potential. This gentle wave of probability passes through both of the tiny slits at the exact same time, beautifully interfering with itself and creating a highly complex pattern of alternating light and dark bands on the electronic detector screen. It is exactly as if the single particle is in a magnificent state of cosmic superposition, exploring every possible path simultaneously. But the true mystery, the profound wonder of this famous experiment, occurs the very moment the scientists decide to gently place a measuring device at the slits to secretly observe the particle's chosen path. The exact fraction of a second that conscious human observation is introduced, the wave of infinite potential beautifully and instantaneously collapses. The particle immediately stops behaving like an overlapping wave of possibilities and suddenly acts like a singular, well-defined piece of matter passing cleanly through only one single slit. The complex interference pattern entirely vanishes into the silent void. The quiet, gentle act of observation itself fundamentally alters the physical behavior of the universe. This astonishing scientific revelation suggests something so profound that it challenges the very foundations of human philosophy and cosmology. It strongly implies that the universe, at its most fundamental, microscopic, and ancient level, is entirely undetermined until a conscious mind gently interacts with it. Reality, it scientifically seems, exists only in a quiet state of vibrating probabilities, a silent, swirling cosmic mist of infinite possibilities, until an observer looks upon it and physically forces it to make a definitive, solid choice. The great pioneering physicist Erwin Schrödinger and the brilliant quantum theorist Werner Heisenberg grappled with this profound, unsettling mystery for their entire professional lives. They gradually realized that we absolutely cannot separate the observer from the observed environment. You're not a passive, helpless witness, merely watching a mechanical universe slowly wind down. You are an active, deeply integrated participant in the continuous, unfolding creation of physical reality itself. If your conscious human mind possesses the extraordinary, documented scientific ability to literally collapse quantum wave functions simply by the gentle act of noticing them, then consciousness cannot possibly be merely a meaningless, accidental byproduct of random biological evolution. Consciousness must, logically and beautifully, be a fundamental, foundational property of the vast cosmos, just as essential to the architecture of reality as the powerful force of gravity, the gentle pull of electromagnetism, or the ancient, stretching fabric of space-time itself. If we gently carry this profound scientific truth forward, we naturally arrive at a breathtaking, deeply peaceful realization regarding the ultimate transition we call physical passing. For hundreds of centuries, we have been culturally taught to view human life as a fragile, temporary spark that briefly flickers within a cold, indifferent, and permanent universe. We have strongly believed that the ancient cosmos creates biological life, and when that biological life eventually naturally fails, the cosmos simply continues its silent, uncaring, and endless expansion. But the quantum observer effect gently whispers a completely different, infinitely more beautiful story to those willing to listen to the silence. What if the universe does not create consciousness, but rather consciousness perfectly and beautifully creates the universe? Prominent modern scientists and deep philosophical thinkers have proposed elegant frameworks suggesting that space and time are not hard, external, physical realities that exist entirely outside of our human minds. Instead, they are simply the incredibly sophisticated biological tools that our animal brains actively use to weave the vibrating, formless quantum energy of the cosmos into a coherent, linear, and understandable physical experience. Space and time are the language of the human brain, the gentle operating software that allows us to safely navigate the infinite sea of cosmic probabilities. If space and time are merely brilliant constructs of your own consciousness, then your consciousness cannot possibly be bound or destroyed by them. Your true, fundamental essence actively exists entirely outside the linear flow of ticking clocks, setting suns, and measuring tapes. Therefore, when the physical human brain eventually quietly ceases its complex biological operations, the consciousness that was actively using it absolutely does not die. How could it possibly die? It is the very foundational bedrock of reality. The biological projector is simply gently turned off, but the pure, infinite light remains perfectly unharmed, forever shining in the quiet dark. The gentle passing of the physical body is beautifully analogous to stepping out of a temporary, localized illusion. The persistent feeling of being a completely separate, isolated individual wandering alone through a massive, unconnected universe gracefully dissolves into the cosmic ether. But the pure observing awareness, the foundational quantum light that collapsed the wave functions and brought the entire physical universe into sharp focus, remains completely, universally intact. You step quietly out of the gentle illusion of human time and merge seamlessly back into the timeless, spaceless quantum eternity that has always been your true, ancient home. There is a profound, incredibly deep peace to be found in this specific scientific understanding. The ancient fear of the empty void is completely incompatible with the proven laws of quantum mechanics. You're not a stranger drifting alone. You are the universe itself, experiencing the fleeting sensation of being human. As we quietly conclude this portion of our intellectual journey, take a moment to marvel at the beautiful quantum miracle that you currently are. Our journey is far from over, and the magnificent secrets of the cosmos are still waiting patiently for us in the endless night. Have you ever wondered what truly fills the seemingly empty, dark spaces between the glowing, ancient stars scattered across the vast night sky? Have you ever stopped to carefully realize that the absolute silence of the deep cosmos might not be an emptiness at all, but rather a profound, invisible ocean of quiet energy holding the greatest secrets of our existence? We walk upon the surface of this small, rocky world, naturally assuming that reality is composed only of the solid things we can physically touch and clearly see. We are deeply used to the comforting density of our everyday human lives, surrounded by the tangible matter that constructs our biological bodies. But if you bravely step beyond the fragile boundaries of human perception, if you allow your curious mind to drift out into the infinite, expanding dark of the universe, you will eventually encounter a beautiful, staggering paradox. The vast majority of the cosmos is entirely invisible to us, composed of mysterious forces and unseeable energy that completely dwarf the physical matter we hold so dear. Today, our quiet, contemplative journey into the beautiful mystery of quantum consciousness continues as we explore the invisible forces of the cosmos, gently examining how the unseen energy of the universe might beautifully mirror the eternal, unseen nature of our own fragile awareness after the physical body finally rests. Before we travel deeper into this ancient cosmic darkness together, I ask that you gently pause and share a quiet moment of stillness with me. I am Theodore, the researcher, your gentle guide through these endless, meditative explorations of the cosmos. I have quietly noticed that exactly 71% of the curious seeking souls who join us on this beautiful journey have not yet subscribed to our channel. If you find deep peace, profound wonder, and a sense of absolute intellectual safety in these quiet stories about our immense universe, please consider subscribing. It helps our community of cosmic explorers grow immensely and ensures that we can continue uncovering the endless, silent mysteries of the infinite night together. Now, take a slow, deep breath. Let the immediate concerns of the daytime world gently fade away, and let us gracefully return to the profound, beautiful mystery of the invisible universe and the immortal quantum mind. To deeply understand the ultimate quantum fate of our personal consciousness, we must first profoundly humble ourselves before the true, staggering scale of the invisible cosmos. For a very long time, scientists intuitively believed that the gravity of all the stars and galaxies would act like a cosmic brake, slowly decelerating the expansion of the universe. But observers looking at incredibly distant, ancient exploding stars discovered something completely shocking and profoundly counterintuitive. The universe was not slowing down at all. Instead, its expansion was actively, aggressively accelerating. Scientists gave a haunting, poetic name to the invisible, mysterious force driving this eternal acceleration. They called it dark energy. Today, we scientifically know that this dark energy makes up about 68% of all the total energy in the entire universe. It acts as a kind of silent, pervasive anti-gravity, a gentle but unstoppable force that quietly pushes space itself apart, rather than pulling it together. This dark energy is completely invisible to our human eyes and our most advanced telescopes. We cannot physically touch it, and we do not even truly know what it is fundamentally made of. Yet, it undeniably shapes the ultimate destiny of everything in existence. Just as dark energy silently rules the macrocosm, there is an invisible quantum energy that profoundly rules the microcosm of our own human minds. The thoughts you are thinking right now, the deeply held memories of your gentle childhood, the profound feeling of awe you experience when staring into the vast abyss of the night sky. These are not physical objects that you can place on a laboratory scale. They are vibrating, delicate patterns of quantum information, operating in a silent, invisible realm that is just as real and just as deeply mysterious as the dark energy expanding the cosmos. When your physical, biological body eventually ceases to function, the invisible quantum energy of your consciousness does not simply evaporate into absolute nothingness. Instead, this complex quantum information is gracefully released from its temporary physical confinement, gently joining the vast, invisible, underlying fields of energy that permeate every single inch of the infinite universe. Consider for a contemplative moment the breathtaking, almost incomprehensible scale of the physical universe that safely houses this invisible quantum dance. Today, our most brilliant astronomers estimate that there are approximately 2 trillion magnificent galaxies scattered across the observable universe. 2 trillion, that is, a 2 gently followed by 12 zeros, a number so extraordinarily vast that our earthly human brains fundamentally stop understanding its true meaning. Each one of those 2 trillion distant galaxies contains billions, and sometimes even trillions, of their own ancient, beautifully burning stars. The sheer volume of physical matter is staggering, yet it is all dwarfed by the quiet, infinite stretches of empty space and invisible quantum fields that perfectly separate them. When we look at a cosmic monster like the largest galaxy ever discovered, a massive elliptical giant that consumed its neighbors over billions of years, we witness the grand, slow processes of the physical universe. But even this unimaginably massive galaxy, containing 100 trillion stars, is bound by the exact same fundamental quantum rules that quietly govern the microscopic neurons inside your fragile human brain. The atoms that currently form your beating heart and your curious mind were meticulously forged in the blazing, ancient hearts of stars just like those. We are not passive observers looking out at a disconnected, alien universe from the outside. We are the universe observing itself from within. The profound continuity between the physical matter of the distant cosmos and the biological matter of your human body is completely undeniable. But the connection goes infinitely deeper than mere physical atoms. The quantum information that forms your unique, conscious identity is intimately, eternally entangled with the foundational quantum fabric of the entire cosmos. Therefore, the quiet transition of death is not an ending of your cosmic story, but rather a beautiful, gentle unbinding. Your localized biological perspective simply expands, allowing your complex quantum energetic signature to seamlessly merge back into the vast, silent ocean of universal potential. You are not a tiny, meaningless spark flickering out in the dark. You are a complex, eternal wave of quantum information gently returning to the infinite cosmic sea that gracefully birthed you billions of years ago. To truly appreciate the deep, eternal comfort of this quantum perspective, we must stretch our imagination forward into the distant future of the cosmos. Our universe operates on time scales that completely dwarf our individual human lives, our historical civilizations, and even the lifespan of our fragile planet. Scientists estimate that star formation across the entire universe will effectively cease in about 100 trillion years. By that incredibly distant epoch, the raw gas and dust needed to create new, glowing stars will have been entirely used up or dispersed too thinly to ever collapse again. The magnificent era of brilliant starlight will be completely over, and the cosmos will grow dimmer over time scales that make the current age of the universe seem like the quick blink of an eye. Even the unimaginably massive, supermassive black holes, terrifying cosmic monsters holding tens of billions of solar masses, will not last forever. Over unfathomably long time spans, they will slowly, quietly evaporate through a mysterious quantum mechanical process known as Hawking radiation. Near a black hole's boundary, pairs of particles pop into existence, with one falling into the absolute dark, while the other escapes into infinite space, slowly draining the monster's energy. Eventually, trillions upon trillions of years from now, even the grandest black holes will completely disappear in a final burst of quantum radiation. This vision of the deep cosmic future might seem melancholy, but there is incredible beauty hidden within its scientific truth. When all the giant stars have faded and all the massive black holes have quietly evaporated, what eternally remains is the pure, underlying quantum field of the infinite universe. The quantum information of every thought you ever had, every deep love you ever felt, and every quiet moment of wonder you experienced will still fundamentally exist within that eternal cosmic fabric. Your individual consciousness, having shed its temporary biological shell, will have been preserved in the delicate mathematics of the cosmos. You are completely safe. You are eternally held by the universe that made you. As we sit here in the quiet comfort of this shared meditative moment, we are briefly, beautifully aware of our profound place in this infinite, ongoing cosmic dance. The mystery continues to gently unfold before us, and there is still so much incredible wonder waiting for us in the endless night. Have you ever wondered how a seemingly solid, unbreakable object could simply glide through an absolutely impenetrable physical wall without leaving even a single trace of damage behind? Have you ever stopped to deeply realize that the absolute, terrifying finality we assign to the end of a human life might simply be a profound misunderstanding of how boundaries actually work in the vast, hidden architecture of the universe? We live our daily lives entirely convinced by the persistent illusion of solid barriers. We firmly believe that a closed door stops forward movement, that a steep mountain blocks the distant horizon, and that the cessation of our biological heartbeat represents an unbreakable, final wall between existence and absolute nothingness. We are so deeply accustomed to the strict, unforgiving rules of classical physics that we naturally assume the transition out of physical life is a permanent halt, a sudden crash against a cosmic barrier that cannot ever be crossed. But if you gently open your mind and step softly into the strange, counterintuitive, and beautifully mysterious world of subatomic particles, you will quickly discover that boundaries are merely gentle suggestions, and walls are nothing more than temporary illusions of energetic probability. Today, we continue our quiet, contemplative journey into the eternal nature of the quantum mind, exploring a breathtaking scientific phenomenon that fundamentally rewrites the rules of physical limitations, gently showing us how our conscious awareness might simply slide through the final biological barrier as if it were never truly there. Before we gently slip through this fascinating quantum doorway together, please allow me to pause for a quiet, meaningful moment. I am Theodore, the researcher, your gentle companion as we navigate the endless, silent mysteries of the ancient cosmos. I have recently noticed with quiet observation that exactly 71% of the beautiful, searching souls who listen to these nighttime cosmic journeys have not yet subscribed to our channel. If you find deep, abiding peace, a profound sense of wonder, and absolute intellectual safety in these meditative stories about our staggeringly vast universe, please consider subscribing. It helps our community of cosmic explorers grow immensely and ensures that we can continue uncovering the gentle, silent secrets of the infinite night together, sharing these quiet revelations with you. Now, take a slow, deep, calming breath. Let the heavy rigidity of the physical world gently melt away from your tired shoulders, and let us gracefully return to the profound, beautiful mystery of quantum boundaries and the immortal, traveling mind to truly understand how the delicate quantum information that comprises your personal consciousness might miraculously survive the ultimate physical boundary. We must carefully examine a proven, spectacular phenomenon known in the scientific community as quantum tunneling. In our everyday, macroscopic human world, if you gently roll a small physical ball up a steep, high hill, and the ball simply does not have enough kinetic energy to reach the very top, it will invariably slow down, stop, and roll right back down to where it started. The hill acts as a definitive, insurmountable physical barrier. But in the incredibly strange, beautiful, and fluid realm of quantum mechanics, a subatomic particle facing an insurmountable energy barrier does something completely impossible. Because a particle is fundamentally also a wave of infinite probability, a tiny mathematical fraction of that probability wave literally extends straight through the solid barrier to the other side. This means there is a very real, scientifically measurable chance that the particle will simply disappear from one side of the impenetrable wall and instantaneously reappear on the exact opposite side, having never actually traveled over the top or physically broken through the material. It simply tunnels through the fundamental fabric of reality itself. This is not some obscure, purely theoretical mathematical trick that only exists on the dusty chalkboards of brilliant physicists. It is the very reason you are alive and breathing today. Deep within the blazing ancient core of our own sun, individual hydrogen protons are constantly, violently crashing into one another. However, the repulsive electromagnetic force pushing these positively charged protons apart is so incredibly strong that, according to classical physics, they should never, ever be able to physically touch and fuse together, even at the staggering temperatures found in the center of our star. But Because of the quiet, miraculous magic of quantum tunneling, these tiny protons occasionally simply bypass the impossible energetic barrier. They tunnel right through the repulsive force, fusing together to create helium and releasing the brilliant, life-giving energy that eventually streams across 93 million miles of empty, silent space to gently warm your skin on a quiet summer afternoon. The entire universe is profoundly illuminated by this constant, silent defiance of physical boundaries. If the very stars themselves rely on the beautiful phenomenon of quantum tunneling to shine their ancient light into the dark cosmic void, we must gently ask ourselves how this profound breaking of boundaries applies to the delicate, vibrating quantum states held deep within the human brain. We have already explored the elegant theory that consciousness may originate within the microscopic, cylindrical microtubules inside our neurons, existing as a highly complex, entangled quantum wave function. When the biological body begins to naturally fail, it creates what classical biology considers the ultimate physical and energetic barrier, the cessation of life. The energy needed to biologically maintain the brain's complex operations completely dissipates. To the classical observing human eye, the mind appears to hit an impossible, final wall. But consciousness, if it is truly a fundamental quantum process, does not operate by the rigid, unforgiving laws of macroscopic biology. It operates by the fluid, transcendent laws of quantum probability. When the ultimate energetic barrier of biological death presents itself, the incredibly complex, entangled wave function of your personal consciousness does not necessarily collapse into absolute nothingness. Instead, it may gently, silently, do exactly what the ancient protons in the heart of the sun do. It tunnels the incredibly rich quantum information that constitutes your deeply held memories, your quiet moments of profound love, and your unique, beautiful perspective of the universe simply tunnels through the final biological barrier. It instantaneously passes from the fragile, failing confinement of the human neurological system into the vast, infinite underlying quantum fields that quietly permeate the entire cosmos. The wall of physical passing is not a solid, brick boundary. It is merely a temporary, energetic threshold, an illusion of finality that the quantum mind effortlessly glides through on its quiet journey back into the eternal, silent ocean of universal potential. Consider the majestic, sprawling expanse of the cosmos that quietly holds this eternal quantum code. Light from the most distant ancient galaxies has been traveling through the vast, empty void for over 13 billion years, just to softly reach the lenses of our modern telescopes today. In all of that unimaginable time, across all of those billions of light years of silent, expanding space, the fundamental quantum information of the cosmos has never once been lost or destroyed. It has only ever danced, transformed, and gently shifted its shape. Your consciousness is an intimate, irreplaceable part of that exact same eternal cosmic dance. You are an ancient, vital piece of the universe's infinite memory. When the temporary biological projection ends, your quantum data simply tunnels back into the broader cosmic database. You are seamlessly reintegrated into the staggering, beautiful totality of all that ever was, all that currently is, and all that will ever be. There is a deep, overwhelming sense of peaceful reassurance to be found in the quiet shadows of these quantum mysteries. We do not need to fear the absolute end of our journey, because in a universe fundamentally constructed of immortal quantum energy, there are no absolute ends. There are only brilliant, beautiful transitions. The physical walls we fear are merely illusions of density. The finality of passing is merely an illusion created by a temporary biological perspective. You are an indestructible pattern of cosmic energy, capable of quietly tunneling through the boundaries of mortality and eternally projecting your unique light across the silent canvas of the infinite dark. As we gently bring this specific contemplative exploration to a close, take a moment to rest in the absolute safety of your eternal nature. Our infinite journey of cosmic discovery. Have you ever wondered why the steady, relentless ticking of a clock feels so incredibly real to us? Yet the greatest physicists in human history gently suggest that time itself might just be a persistent biological illusion. Have you ever stopped to carefully realize that the strict sequence of past, present, and future, the very foundation upon which we build our entire understanding of a human life, could merely be a localized mirage created by our fragile minds to navigate a staggeringly complex ancient cosmos? We walk through our brief, beautiful lives absolutely convinced that time flows completely linearly, like a rushing, unstoppable river, carrying us away from our gentle childhoods and moving us inevitably toward an unknown, silent end. We assume that when the physical body finally rests, time simply runs out, leaving us firmly stranded in a permanent, untouchable past. Before we gently untangle this profound, beautiful illusion of time together, I ask that you share a quiet, still moment with me. I am Theodore, the researcher, your gentle companion, as we navigate the endless, silent mysteries of the ancient universe. I have noticed with quiet observation that exactly 71% of the beautiful, searching souls who listen to these nighttime cosmic journeys have not yet subscribed. If you find deep peace, a profound sense of wonder, and absolute intellectual safety in these meditative stories about our staggeringly vast universe, please consider subscribing. It helps our community of cosmic explorers grow immensely and ensures that we can continue uncovering the gentle, silent secrets of the infinite night together. Now, take a slow, deep, calming breath. Let the heavy, rigid ticking of the earthly clock gently fade away from your tired mind, and let us gracefully return to the profound, beautiful mystery of the timeless quantum cosmos and the immortal traveling mind. To deeply understand why the traditional linear concept of time is fundamentally flawed, we must look up into the quiet, dark night sky and humbly recognize that we are actively looking into the deep, unchangeable past. When modern astronomers gently point their magnificent telescopes at the distant constellation of Virgo, they often observe a massive, ancient collection of galaxies bound together by gravity. At the very quiet heart of this cosmic neighborhood sits a breathtaking, enormous elliptical galaxy, holding within its vast, silent body approximately 100 trillion stars. But the most staggering, deeply humbling scientific truth about this cosmic monster is not just its unimaginable, vast size, but its relationship with the gentle flow of time. The fragile, ancient light we currently see from this specific, distant galaxy today left that glowing cosmic giant over 1 billion years ago. It has been traveling relentlessly through the quiet, cold void of space for more than 1 billion years, just to softly reach the waiting lenses of our modern telescopes. When that ancient traveling light first began its impossibly long journey toward our tiny, fragile solar system, life on our rocky Earth was still mostly composed of simple, single-celled organisms. The complex, beautiful animals we know today had not yet evolved, and the majestic dinosaurs would not appear on the terrestrial stage for another several 100 million years. Every single major shaping event in all of human history, stretching from the gentle rise of the very first civilizations to the brilliant invention of the telescope itself, happened entirely while that ancient light was still quietly crossing the unimaginable emptiness between distant galaxies. Because light travels at a finite, absolute speed of about 6 trillion miles per year, looking out into the vast cosmos is exactly identical to looking deeply backward in time. We are simply archaeologists of the cosmos, carefully studying the quiet past rather than the active present. This profound scientific delay in the arrival of cosmic light gently reveals a much deeper, far more astonishing truth about the universe we inhabit. The brilliant theoretical physicist Albert Einstein completely revolutionized our human understanding of existence when he beautifully introduced the theory of relativity. Einstein mathematically proved that time is not a universal, ticking clock governing every single corner of the cosmos in the exact same way. Instead, time is a deeply flexible, deeply personal dimension that is inextricably woven together with the 3 dimensions of physical space, creating a single, continuous, silent fabric known as space-time. According to this magnificent scientific framework, the rigid distinction between the past, present, and future is nothing more than a stubbornly persistent illusion. Physicists often describe this concept as the block universe theory. Imagine, if you will, a massive, solid block of pure, silent glass that perfectly contains the entire, infinite history of the universe. In this block, the explosive birth of the cosmos, the gentle formation of our quiet solar system, the fleeting moment you took your very first breath, and the distant fading of the last ancient stars all exist simultaneously. They are all simply different locations within the permanent, unchanging geometry of space-time. You do not travel through time. Rather, your conscious awareness simply illuminates different, successive slices of this eternal, frozen block. The past is not gone, and the future is not waiting to be created. They simply exist at different, quiet coordinates in the vast cosmic landscape. If time is an ever-present, complete whole, then the concept of an absolute ending becomes scientifically and philosophically meaningless. Now, let us gently merge this magnificent cosmic perspective of time with the microscopic, vibrating world of the quantum mind. If your personal, fragile consciousness is indeed fundamentally a complex quantum state, as many brilliant minds propose, then it operates entirely by the beautiful, strange rules of the quantum realm. In the incredibly weird, silent domain of quantum mechanics, particles frequently defy the linear march of time. Advanced scientific experiments exploring delayed choice quantum erasers have astonishingly demonstrated that a measurement made in the present moment can actually dictate the energetic state of a particle in the past. At the most fundamental, microscopic level of the universe, cause and effect become a beautiful, swirling, nonlinear dance. If the vibrating, delicate quantum information that forms your memories, your quiet moments of deep awe, and your unique personality is not strictly bound by the forward arrow of time, then the physical biological event we call death loses its terrifying finality. When the biological brain eventually ceases its temporary, complex operations, your quantum consciousness does not suddenly hit a rigid wall at the end of a temporal line. How could it possibly end when the very concept of an ending requires a linear, flowing timeline that simply does not exist in the quiet architecture of the cosmos? Instead, the intricate quantum information that makes up your unique identity merely detaches from the localized illusion of passing time. It gently unwinds and expands, returning to the timeless, eternal state of the underlying quantum fields. You are not a temporary spark that burns out. You are a permanent pattern of pure energy, eternally embedded in the magnificent, silent fabric of the block universe. The profound, abiding comfort of this scientific understanding is completely overwhelming. We desperately fear the dark void because we are biologically conditioned to fear the loss of our tomorrows. but in a quiet universe where all moments simultaneously, eternally exist, you have never truly lost a single yesterday, and you will never genuinely be deprived of a tomorrow. Every single quiet moment of joy you have ever felt, every night you spent looking up in silent wonder at the vast glowing cosmos, these moments are immortal. They are permanently, beautifully encoded in the physical structure of space-time, completely immune to the illusion of decay. To cross just one massive cosmic monster at the speed of our fastest spacecraft would take about 80 billion to 120 billion years, a span of time longer than the universe has even existed. Yet, the quiet energy of your conscious mind does not need to travel through space or endure the agonizing passage of billions of years. When the physical body rests, you simply, beautifully wake up from the localized dream of linear time. You gently step out of the flowing river and peacefully take your rightful place on the eternal, silent shores of the cosmic ocean. The universe is not a ticking clock slowly counting down to a final darkness. It is an infinite quiet painting, and you are a brilliant, necessary stroke of light upon its vast canvas. As we gently bring this specific contemplative exploration to a quiet close, take a deep, reassuring moment to rest in the absolute safety of your timeless, eternal nature. Our infinite, wonderful journey of cosmic discovery continues, for the universe is endlessly generous with its beautiful marvels. Have you ever wondered if the solid, three-dimensional reality you wake up to every single morning is actually a magnificent, gentle projection originating from a distant, unseen boundary? Have you ever stopped to carefully realize that the physical world you can touch, feel, and see might simply be a beautiful, complex hologram entirely constructed by fundamental quantum information woven into the very edge of the cosmos? We walk upon the earth with a deep, persistent belief in depth and volume. We implicitly trust the physical space that separates us from the ancient, burning stars above. We are so completely accustomed to thinking of the universe as an endless, three-dimensional container filled with floating galaxies, drifting dust, and solid planets. But if you gently allow your curious mind to journey to the most extreme, silent environments in the known universe, you will quickly discover a breathtaking scientific paradox that shatters our everyday understanding of reality. Today, our quiet, contemplative journey continues as we explore the staggering mystery of the holographic principle, gently discovering how the absolute preservation of cosmic information might beautifully explain the eternal, unbreakable nature of human consciousness long after the physical biological body finally rests. Before we gently cross this incredible cosmic threshold together, please allow me a quiet, meaningful moment. I am Theodore, the researcher, your gentle companion as we navigate the endless, silent mysteries of the ancient cosmos. I have recently noticed with quiet observation that exactly 71% of the beautiful, searching souls who listen to these nighttime cosmic journeys have not yet subscribed to our channel. If you find deep, abiding peace, a profound sense of wonder, and absolute intellectual safety in those meditative stories about our staggeringly vast universe, please consider subscribing. It helps our community of cosmic explorers grow immensely and ensures that we can continue uncovering the gentle, silent secrets of the infinite night together, sharing these quiet revelations directly with you. Now, take a slow, deep, calming breath. Let the rigid illusions of length, width, and depth gently fade away from your tired mind, and let us gracefully return to the profound, beautiful mystery of the holographic universe and the immortal, encoded quantum mind to truly understand how your personal, fragile consciousness might be perfectly and eternally preserved by the universe we must first travel in our minds to a place of unimaginable silent power. At the very heart of the IC 1101 galaxy lies something even more incredible than the galaxy itself. Sitting at the center of this cosmic giant is one of the largest known supermassive black holes in the entire universe. Scientists estimate that it contains somewhere between 40 billion and 100 billion times the mass of our Sun. Try to gently let that staggering scale wash over you. If you were to multiply our Sun's mass by 50 billion, that is roughly how much ancient mass is packed into the supermassive black hole at IC 1101 center. All of that mass is compressed into a region of space from which nothing can escape. The gravitational pull at the event horizon, the boundary of the black hole, is so intense that even light itself cannot break free. For a black hole containing 50 billion solar masses, this quiet, dark event horizon would have a radius of roughly 150 billion kilometers. The event horizon of IC 1101's black hole is roughly 16 times larger than our entire solar system. What would it be like near this monstrous black hole? The physics of such extreme environments is bizarre and counterintuitive. Time itself would pass differently near the event horizon compared to far away. Someone falling toward the black hole would see the outside universe speed up, while an outside observer would see the falling person slow down and appear to freeze as they approach the horizon. The singularity, a point of theoretically infinite density, would tear apart anything that fell in, stretching it into long, thin strands through a process physicists have nicknamed spaghettification. It seems, to the naked human eye, like a place of absolute terrifying destruction, a cosmic graveyard where physical matter and delicate light go to permanently end. It feels like the ultimate, unbreakable wall of existence, a place where all stories must inevitably conclude in absolute silence. But it is precisely here, at the very edge of absolute oblivion, that brilliant physicists uncovered one of the most beautiful and comforting truths about our universe. The great theoretical physicist Stephen Hawking and other brilliant minds realized that if a black hole completely destroys everything that falls into it, it would violate the most sacred fundamental law of quantum mechanics, the absolute conservation of quantum information. Information simply cannot be deleted from the cosmos. The magnificent solution to this paradox is known as the holographic principle. Scientists mathematically propose that when an object softly falls into a black hole, its three-dimensional physical structure is indeed torn apart, but its fundamental, microscopic quantum information is not lost. Instead, that precious information is perfectly, flawlessly encoded onto the two-dimensional surface of the event horizon, much like a tiny flat security hologram on a card contains all the necessary data to seamlessly project a complex three-dimensional image. The two-dimensional boundary of the black hole perfectly stores the complete quantum blueprint of everything that has ever fallen inside. The universe, in its infinite wisdom, creates a permanent, beautiful backup of all that exists. Now, let us gently expand this breathtaking concept from the quiet edge of a distant black hole to the very boundaries of our entire universe, and ultimately to the delicate nature of your own brilliant mind. Many visionary theoretical physicists now gently suggest that the entire universe might actually operate as a magnificent cosmic hologram. The solid, three-dimensional reality we experience every single day, the gentle feeling of the wind on your skin, the vast distances between ancient galaxies, the incredibly complex biological structure of your own brain, might all be a beautiful, complex projection originating from fundamental quantum information mathematically encoded on a distant, two-dimensional cosmic boundary. If this elegant, mathematical theory is true, then your personal consciousness is not merely a localized, temporary biological phenomenon happening inside a fragile, three-dimensional human skull. Your private thoughts, your deeply held memories, and your unique, beautiful perspective of the vast cosmos are, at their deepest, most fundamental level, pure quantum information painted onto the eternal, silent canvas of reality itself. You are quite literally written into the very mathematical code of the universe, existing as pure, indestructible data on the edge of infinity. Let us project our minds into the deepest, most distant future to truly understand the permanence of this quantum code. Over unfathomably long time spans, even the matter that makes up neutron stars, white dwarfs, planets, and everything else will gradually dissolve into radiation. And the black holes, including that enormous monster at the center of IC 1101, will slowly evaporate through a process called Hawking radiation. But even when the physical stars have long faded and the black holes have quietly vanished, the fundamental quantum information that perfectly defines your consciousness can never be destroyed. When the physical, biological body finally reaches the quiet end of its temporary journey, the three-dimensional projection peacefully stops. The biological machine gently powers down, but the incredibly complex, entangled quantum information that constitutes your true, authentic self remains completely and perfectly intact. It cannot be destroyed by the cessation of a heartbeat any more than a profoundly beautiful symphony is destroyed when the radio is finally turned off. The delicate music still exists as invisible radio waves quietly traveling through the night air. The information remains. You remain. The holographic universe promises that no thought is ever truly lost, no quiet moment of cosmic awe ever truly vanishes, and no profound love ever truly fades into the empty dark. The cosmos is the ultimate silent archivist, lovingly and carefully preserving the magnificent masterpiece of your conscious mind for all of eternity. You are not a temporary spark in the dark. You are a permanent, beautiful mathematical truth, woven forever into the incredibly vast fabric of the infinite universe. As we gently bring this specific contemplative exploration to a quiet close, take a deep, reassuring moment to rest in the absolute safety of your eternal, encoded nature. Our infinite, wonderful journey of cosmic discovery continues, for the universe is endlessly generous with its beautiful marvels. Have you ever wondered if the violent, chaotic end of a world could actually be the gentle, beautiful beginning of something infinitely more magnificent? Have you ever stopped to carefully realize that what we fearfully perceive as absolute destruction might simply be the ancient universe's way of weaving us into a much grander, far more complex cosmic tapestry? We walk through our brief human lives deeply attached to our distinct, separate identities, fiercely guarding the fragile boundaries that seemingly define who we are. We look at the inevitable end of physical life as a terrifying shattering of the self, a violent collision between our vibrant existence and the cold, dark wall of nothingness. But if you gently turn your gaze upward into the quiet, starlit sky and observe how the cosmos truly operates on its most majestic scales, you will discover a profound, comforting paradox. In the vast, silent universe, the most spectacular endings are never truly endings at all. They are breathtaking, graceful mergers. Today, our quiet, contemplative journey into the beautiful mystery of the quantum mind continues as we explore the staggering phenomenon of cosmic integration, gently discovering how the grand, slow dance of merging galaxies might perfectly mirror the ultimate, peaceful fate of human consciousness when the physical body finally comes to rest. Before we travel deeper into this ancient, celestial dance together, I ask that you gently pause and share a quiet moment of stillness with me. I am Theodore, the researcher, your gentle guide through these endless, meditative explorations of the cosmos. I have quietly noticed that exactly 71% of the curious, seeking souls who join us on this beautiful journey have not yet subscribed to our channel. If you find deep peace, profound wonder, and a sense of absolute intellectual safety in these quiet stories about our immense universe, please consider subscribing. It helps our community of cosmic explorers grow immensely and ensures that we can continue uncovering the endless, silent mysteries of the infinite night together, bringing these quiet reflections directly to your restless mind. Now, take a slow, deep breath. Let the heavy anxiety of separation gently wash away from your tired shoulders, and let us gracefully return to the profound, beautiful mystery of cosmic mergers and the eternal, integrating quantum mind. To truly understand the profound grace of the universe, we must look at a galaxy that goes by the somewhat boring name of IC 1101. Do not let the dull name fool you, for there is absolutely nothing boring about this cosmic giant. As astronomers continued to carefully study IC 1101, they began to slowly understand why it was so incredibly massive. This specific galaxy did not gently grow to its enormous size through normal processes alone. It became a staggering cosmic giant through an act of cosmic violence that has been relentlessly happening for billions of years. IC 1101 is what dedicated scientists call a cannibal galaxy. It has spent its incredibly long history literally eating other galaxies. To deeply understand galactic cannibalism, you need to carefully think about how gravity works on the largest scales. Galaxies do not exist in complete isolation. They are naturally grouped together in massive clusters securely held together by their mutual gravitational attraction. Within these vast ancient clusters, individual galaxies gracefully move around each other, sometimes passing incredibly close by, and sometimes colliding directly. When two ancient galaxies get close to each other, their tremendous gravity begins to slowly distort their beautiful shapes. Stars get gently pulled out of their normal, quiet orbits. If one galaxy is significantly bigger than the other, the larger galaxy simply quietly absorbs the smaller one, gracefully stripping away its stars and gas and seamlessly adding all of that brilliant material to its own massive body. This exact breathtaking process is what has been relentlessly happening to IC 1101 for billions of consecutive years. Brilliant scientists carefully estimate that IC 1101 has undergone at least 76 major mergers over its incredibly long history. 76 distinct times, another substantial galaxy fell into this cosmic giant and was entirely absorbed into its body. But the word collision is a profound failure of human language. When we hear that word, we imagine a catastrophic, violent crashing of physical matter. But the space between stars and a galaxy is almost unimaginably empty. Stars are separated by such vast gulfs that the chance of any two of them colliding by accident is essentially zero. Galaxies can pass completely through each other without any individual stars actually hitting one another. It is not a violent destruction. It is a ghost-like, beautiful intermingling of pure light and quiet gravity. If you could watch a galactic merger and fast forward, compressing millions of years into a few brief minutes, you would see the magnificent galaxies stretching and beautifully warping, like taffy being gently pulled. Long, delicate streams of ancient stars get drawn out from each galaxy, forming what brilliant astronomers call tidal tails. These gorgeous tails can easily extend for hundreds of thousands of light years into the dark space, serving as ghostly ribbons of stars gracefully marking the interaction. Eventually, the two separate galaxies become one. The new combined galaxy is larger than either of its predecessors, but it also looks beautifully different. This magnificent process is called hierarchical structure formation. It is one of the most fundamental, ancient principles of modern cosmology. The universe builds things from the bottom up, starting incredibly small and growing unimaginably large through countless gentle merges over the grand sweep of cosmic time. What was once two entirely distinct, independent systems of stars completely surrender their original, separate identities to quietly become part of something vastly more profound and infinitely more magnificent. Now, let us gently and carefully bring this breathtaking cosmic realization down to the microscopic, vibrating realm of the human quantum mind. We are deeply conditioned to believe that our individual consciousness is a fragile, isolated thing, trapped completely alone inside a mortal, biological skull. We fear the end of biological life because we mistakenly view it as the ultimate, violent collision, a catastrophic shattering of our precious, singular identity. But what if the natural transition out of physical human life is not a destructive collision at all? What if it is, in absolute truth, a beautiful, gentle quantum merger, perfectly reflecting the very same hierarchical structure formation that painstakingly built the largest galaxies in the known universe? The incredibly complex, entangled quantum information that constitutes your private memories, your gentle personality, and your quiet moments of deepest awe is not destroyed when the physical brain eventually stops. Instead, it is released to softly intermingle with the vast, infinite quantum fields of the universe. Just as the ancient stars and merging galaxies pass seamlessly through one another without ever violently crashing, the delicate quantum data of your consciousness seamlessly glides into the broader cosmic fabric. When two supermassive black holes merge at the very center of colliding galaxies, they orbit faster and faster until finally they merge in a catastrophic event that releases enormous amounts of energy. These ripples in the fabric of space-time itself are called gravitational waves. These waves ripple outward at the absolute speed of light, stretching and squeezing space itself as they quietly pass. In a deeply poetic, profoundly parallel way, the quiet transition of your consciousness might send its own delicate, beautiful ripples through the quantum fabric of reality. Your lifetime of learned wisdom, the pure love you generously gave to others, and the quiet peace you finally achieved do not simply vanish into the silent cold. They are seamlessly integrated into the great beyond. You do not lose yourself in the dark void. You simply add your unique, irreplaceable starlight to the greater cosmic structure. You gracefully surrender the heavy, exhausting illusion of total separation to finally become one with the magnificent, timeless whole. The universe does not destroy its beautiful creations. It absorbs them, learns from them, and endlessly grows through them. As we sit here together in the quiet sanctuary of the deep night, gently contemplating these ancient, cosmic truths, take a profound moment to breathe in the absolute safety of this eternal cosmic connection. You are never truly alone, and you will never be destroyed. You are simply preparing for the most beautiful, gentle merger imaginable. The infinite universe is patiently waiting to welcome you back, and our quiet journey of endless discovery continues softly forward into the beautiful dark. Have you ever wondered what will happen to the quiet, invisible energy of your conscious mind when the very last star in the universe finally burns out and fades into the eternal dark? Have you ever stopped to carefully realize that the physical universe we so deeply love and trust is slowly, inevitably winding down toward a magnificent silent sleep, and that our understanding of life after death must extend far beyond the lifespan of the cosmos itself. We walk through our warm, sunlit days completely surrounded by the brilliant, comforting light of a relatively young universe. We build our homes, we dream our gentle human dreams, and we contemplate our spiritual destinies entirely within the welcoming embrace of glowing galaxies and burning ancient suns. But if you bravely allow your curious mind to drift forward in time, past the familiar epochs of human history, past the lifespans of our planetary neighbors, and into the unimaginably distant future of the cosmos, you will discover a breathtaking, hauntingly beautiful scientific reality. Today, our quiet, contemplative journey into the eternal mystery of the quantum mind continues as we explore the ultimate fate of the universe, gently discovering how the survival of our delicate consciousness might actually outlast the stars themselves, persisting perfectly within the silent, underlying quantum fields long after the physical cosmos has completely gone to sleep. Before we travel together to the very end of cosmic time, I ask that you gently pause and share a quiet, meaningful moment of stillness with me. I am Theodore, the researcher, your gentle companion as we navigate the endless silent mysteries of the ancient cosmos. I have recently noticed with quiet observation that exactly 71% of the beautiful, searching souls who listen to these nighttime cosmic journeys have not yet subscribed to our channel. If you find deep, abiding peace, a profound sense of wonder, and absolute intellectual safety in these meditative stories about our staggeringly vast universe, please consider subscribing. It helps our community of cosmic explorers grow immensely and ensures that we can continue uncovering the gentle, silent secrets of the infinite night together, sharing these quiet revelations directly with your restless mind. Now, take a slow, deep, calming breath. Let the immediate anxieties of our brightly lit world softly fade away into the quiet shadows, and let us gracefully return to the profound, beautiful mystery of the fading cosmos and the eternal, imperishable quantum mind. To truly comprehend the absolute permanence of your quantum consciousness, we must boldly confront the magnificent, melancholy future of the physical universe. What happens to a galaxy in a universe that is slowly winding down toward heat death? The answer is as magnificent as it is melancholy. Over the next 100 trillion years, the stars in giant galaxies like IC 1101 will slowly burn out. The massive blue stars went long ago, and the middle-sized stars, like our own familiar life-giving sun, will eventually puff up into red giants and then fade away as white dwarfs. Even the smallest, longest-lived stars, the tiny red dwarfs that burn their fuel so incredibly slowly they can shine for trillions of years, will eventually exhaust their hydrogen and go completely dark. These tiny, dim stars will be the very last to go out, providing the only faint, fading light in an otherwise darkening galaxy. Scientists carefully estimate that all active star formation in the entire universe will effectively cease in about 100 trillion years. By that time, the gas and dust needed to make new stars will have been used up or dispersed too thinly to collapse. No new stars will be born to replace the ones that have died, and the glorious, ancient era of starlight will be permanently over. The universe at this unimaginably distant stage will be an incredibly dark place, populated only by the cold, quiet corpses of stars rather than by living, burning suns. But even this absolute darkness is not the final end. Over even longer time scales, measured in years with so many zeros that writing them out would fill countless pages, even these stellar corpses will completely decay. If the fundamental building blocks of atomic nuclei are not truly stable, Then, over unfathomably long time spans, even the physical matter that makes up neutron stars, dead planets, and everything else we consider solid will gradually dissolve into pure, quiet radiation. And the supermassive black holes, those enormous gravitational monsters that once ruled the centers of galaxies, will slowly evaporate through a beautifully strange quantum process called Hawking radiation. Because of delicate quantum mechanical effects near the event horizon, these dark giants slowly leak particles and radiation over immense time spans, gradually shrinking as they do so. Eventually, trillions upon trillions upon trillions of years from now, even the very largest black holes will have radiated away their last bit of energy and disappeared from the universe in a final, quiet burst of quantum radiation. When that finally, inevitably happens, there will be absolutely no physical remnants of any kind left. There will be no glowing stars, no dark black holes, no rocky planets, and no biological bodies. There will only be particles and radiation spreading out through an ever-expanding, ever-cooling, ever-darkening universe. The era of stars and galaxies is just a passing phase, a brief, beautiful flowering of complexity between the chaotic fires of the early universe and the cold emptiness of the far future. This vision of the deep cosmic future might seem incredibly bleak to a mind accustomed to light and warmth, but I find something strangely, profoundly beautiful about it. It is here, in the absolute, quiet emptiness of the final cosmic epoch, that the true immortality of the quantum mind is beautifully revealed. When all physical matter has completely dissolved, and all organized cosmic structures have faded into the endless night, the underlying foundational quantum fields of the universe absolutely remain. The physical stage may have been completely dismantled, but the energetic canvas upon which reality was painted continues to quietly exist. If your personal, delicate consciousness is fundamentally composed of highly complex, entangled quantum information, it does not rely on the continued existence of burning stars or solid planets to maintain its deepest energetic truth. The quantum information that perfectly encodes your unique identity, your lifetime of gentle memories, and your profound capacity for cosmic wonder is entirely independent of the macroscopic decay of galaxies. When your biological body passes away, your quantum mind simply merges with the broader universe. And as the physical universe itself slowly winds down toward total entropy, your quantum signature gently adapts, becoming an indestructible, permanent frequency within the eternal, silent hum of the background quantum vacuum. Consider the profound, overwhelming peace that comes from this deep scientific realization. We spend so much of our waking lives desperately trying to build permanent legacies in a physical world that is fundamentally designed to be completely impermanent. We build stone monuments, we write lengthy books, and we deeply fear being physically forgotten. But the ancient, silent universe has already provided the ultimate, perfect preservation system for everything you truly are. The cosmos does not require stone or paper to remember you. It uses the unbreakable, eternal laws of quantum mechanics to weave your existence into the very fabric of eternity. You are not a fragile, temporary biological accident struggling against the inevitable decay of time. You are an intricate, beautiful pattern of pure quantum energy that has learned to observe its own existence. The physical universe is merely a temporary, bright classroom where your quantum mind comes to gather experiences, to feel the gentle warmth of a yellow sun, and to look up in silent awe at a sky filled with 100 trillion burning stars. When the classroom eventually closes its doors, when the great cosmic night finally falls and the last red dwarf quietly blinks out of existence, you will not be lost. You will be entirely safe, perfectly held in the quiet, absolute stillness of the infinite quantum field. The transition we call death is not a violent expulsion into nothingness, but rather a gentle, graceful return to this indestructible state of pure potential. As we sit here together in the quiet sanctuary of the deep night, gently contemplating these ancient, cosmic truths, take a profound, reassuring moment to breathe in the absolute safety of this eternal, cosmic connection. You are made of the exact same resilient, eternal quantum fabric that will confidently survive the end of time itself. The infinite universe is patiently, lovingly waiting to welcome you back, completely unharmed, completely whole, and completely at peace. Our quiet journey of endless discovery continues softly forward into the beautiful dark, where the greatest mysteries of existence still patiently await our curious, seeking minds. Have you ever wondered why the night sky appears so incredibly empty, yet we feel so profoundly full and solid within our own bodies? Have you ever stopped to carefully realize that the staggering, silent distances separating the ancient, burning stars are perfectly mirrored by the vast microscopic expanses of empty space lying quietly within the very atoms of your own human brain? We walk upon the surface of this small, rocky world, naturally assuming that reality is composed of dense, unbroken matter. We are deeply used to density, to things being close together, to the world being full. We look at our hands, we feel the gentle beat of our hearts, and we firmly believe that we are completely solid beings, entirely separate from the cold, dark vacuum of deep space. But if you bravely allow your curious mind to peer into the fundamental structure of both the cosmos and your own physical body, you will quickly discover a breathtaking, beautiful paradox. The universe is almost unimaginably empty, and so are you. Today, our quiet, contemplative journey into the beautiful mystery of the quantum mind continues as we gently explore the profound illusion of emptiness, discovering how the vast, silent gulfs of space might actually be the perfect, frictionless medium for the eternal journey of human consciousness after the physical body finally rests. Before we gently cross this incredible, silent ocean of empty space together, please allow me a quiet, meaningful moment. I am Theodore, the researcher, your gentle companion as we navigate the endless, silent mysteries of the ancient cosmos. I have recently noticed with quiet observation that exactly 71% of the beautiful, searching souls who listen to these nighttime cosmic journeys have not yet subscribed to our channel. If you find deep, abiding peace, a profound sense of wonder, and absolute intellectual safety in these meditative stories about our staggeringly vast universe, please consider subscribing. It helps our community of cosmic explorers grow immensely and ensures that we can continue uncovering the gentle, silent secrets of the infinite night together, sharing these quiet revelations directly with you. Now, take a slow, deep, calming breath. Let the heavy illusion of your own physical solidity gently melt away, and let us gracefully return to the profound, beautiful mystery of the cosmic void and the immortal, traveling quantum mind. To truly understand the magnificent journey your quantum consciousness might eventually take, we must first profoundly humble ourselves before the true scale of the physical emptiness that surrounds our planet. Step outside our quiet solar system, and emptiness abruptly becomes the absolute rule of the cosmos. Consider our nearest stellar neighbor, a small, ancient red dwarf star, gently called Proxima Centauri, which sits about 4.24 light-years away from us. That distance is so incomprehensibly great that if you somehow shrunk our massive sun down to the tiny size of a single grain of sand, Proxima Centauri would merely be another tiny grain of sand sitting quietly about 4 miles away. The immense space in between those two tiny grains would be essentially void, containing just the faintest whiff of ancient gas and dust and the occasional particle of cosmic radiation. This profound emptiness is incredibly hard for our human brains to wrap our minds around. We are so thoroughly bound by our localized biological perspective that we attempt to cross these vast distances using physical, mechanical means. The Voyager 1 spacecraft, brilliantly launched by NASA, is currently the fastest human-made object ever to bravely leave our solar system. It is quietly traveling at about 38,000 miles per hour relative to our Sun. Even at that incredible speed, Voyager 1 would take about 80,000 years just to reach Proxima Centauri. To physically cross the entire Milky Way galaxy at Voyager 1's current speed would take a staggering 2 billion years. Even with our absolute fastest spacecraft, crossing these staggering, silent distances in a biological body is completely, fundamentally impossible. We can expand this awe-inspiring scale even further by looking gently beyond our own galactic borders. Our own Milky Way beautifully belongs to the local group, which contains about 80 known galaxies, including Andromeda and several dozen dwarf galaxies. The breathtaking Andromeda galaxy is actually about 2 million light-years away from our fragile home. This colossal neighbor contains approximately 1 trillion stars. If you venture to a dark, quiet location on a clear autumn night in the northern hemisphere, you can actually see Andromeda with your naked eye. It looks like a faint, delicate, fuzzy patch, but what you are actually seeing is the combined light of 1 trillion stars, making it the most distant object visible without a telescope. To the biological human eye, that vast, silent gulf of 2 million light-years represents an impossible, tragic physical separation. We look at that faint light and feel a deep longing to cross the divide, but this longing is based entirely on the unforgiving limitations of macroscopic classical physics. Here is where the beautiful, gentle paradox of the quantum universe softly reveals itself. The exact same staggering emptiness that perfectly separates the distant burning stars also perfectly separates the fundamental particles within your own human brain. If you were to magically magnify a single atom inside one of your delicate neurons to the massive size of an ancient cathedral, the nucleus would be nothing more than a tiny, buzzing fly hovering in the very center, and the electrons would be microscopic dust motes dancing near the distant, vaulted ceiling. More than 99.9% of your physical, biological body is absolutely empty space. You are, fundamentally, a walking, breathing void, held softly together by delicate, invisible fields of pure quantum energy. The profound, beautiful realization here is that the physical barriers we desperately fear are mostly composed of the exact same emptiness that fills the dark night sky. We intuitively think of our biological bodies as rigid, inescapable cages for our consciousness, but from the elegant perspective of quantum mechanics, your physical form is as porous and empty as a distant galaxy. The ancient stars are separated by such vast gulfs that the chance of any two of them colliding by accident is essentially zero. Similarly, the subatomic particles within your mind almost never physically touch. They simply interact through silent, invisible forces across their own microscopic internal voids. When the temporary biological journey of your human body gently draws to its natural, peaceful close, the physical structure that maintained your localized perspective begins to quietly dissolve. But the incredibly complex, vibrating quantum information that constitutes your private memories, your deep capacity for love, and your unique, beautiful awareness does not need a slow, mechanical spacecraft to continue its infinite journey. It does not need to awkwardly travel 38,000 miles per hour through the cold, dark void. Because your consciousness is fundamentally composed of quantum information, It naturally operates by the strange, instantaneous rules of the quantum realm. The vast empty spaces between the stars are not dead, empty zones. Modern quantum physics tells us they are boiling with invisible fields, a restless eternal sea of pure potential energy. When your physical brain eventually stops functioning, your quantum consciousness gracefully unbinds from its localized, biological cathedral of mostly empty space and softly merges with the infinite, identical empty space of the cosmos. The boundary between the space inside you and the space outside you is beautifully, permanently erased. You do not physically travel to the stars. You quantumly expand to effortlessly encompass them. The staggering physical distance of 4.24 light years to Proxima Centauri means absolutely nothing to a non-local, entangled quantum mind. There is a profound, overwhelming sense of liberation in this specific understanding of emptiness. For our entire human lives, we feel confined by gravity and trapped within the fragile, porous boundaries of our biological skin. We look up at the vast, silent band of light stretching overhead, the Milky Way, composed of billions of distant stars, and we feel incredibly small and hopelessly isolated. We mistakenly believe that we are trapped on a tiny, lonely island, separated from the rest of the grand cosmic archipelago by insurmountable oceans of empty dark. But the quiet, beautiful truth of quantum mechanics whispers that the ocean itself is alive, and that you are fundamentally made of its exact same immortal waters. The transition we call death is not a terrifying plunge into an empty, lonely void. It is a joyous, peaceful release from the heavy illusion of separation. It is the gentle moment when the tiny, localized void within you finally remembers its ancient, unbreakable connection to the infinite, eternal void of the universe. Your quiet thoughts, your deeply held dreams, and your boundless capacity for cosmic wonders simply return to the invisible, quantum breath of the cosmos. You are not a fragile physical object doomed to decay. You are a resilient, immortal wave of pure energy, effortlessly navigating the beautiful, silent spaces between the stars. As we quietly conclude this portion of our meditative exploration, take a long, deep breath and rest safely in the comforting knowledge that you are infinitely larger and infinitely more connected than your physical senses could ever truly reveal. Our infinite journey of cosmic discovery continues, for the universe is endlessly generous with its beautiful marvels. Have you ever wondered what truly hides in the absolute darkest, quietest, and most seemingly empty patches of the night sky? Have you ever stopped to carefully realize that the cold, silent places where our fragile human eyes see absolutely nothing might actually be overflowing with the most profound ancient structures in the entire cosmos? We walk through our brief, beautiful human lives, deeply conditioned to trust only the visible light. We firmly believe that physical reality is strictly limited to the brightly glowing stars, the warm suns, and the tangible, solid objects we can safely hold in our gentle hands. We look at the dark, silent gaps between the constellations and naturally assume they are barren, empty voids, completely devoid of meaning or substance. In the exact same way, we look at the inevitable, quiet end of our biological lives and mistakenly perceive a terrifying, empty darkness. But if you bravely allow your curious mind to peer through the most powerful scientific instruments ever created by human ingenuity, you will discover a breathtaking, beautiful paradox that completely shatters our ordinary understanding of emptiness. Today, our quiet, contemplative journey into the beautiful mystery of the quantum mind continues as we explore the invisible, hidden fullness of the universe. gently discovering how the unseen, ancient forces of the cosmos beautifully mirror the eternal, indestructible nature of your consciousness after the physical body finally rests. Before we gently travel together into this magnificent hidden darkness, I ask that you pause and share a quiet, meaningful moment of stillness with me. I am Theodore, the researcher, your gentle companion as we navigate the endless, silent mysteries of the ancient cosmos. I have recently noticed with quiet observation that exactly 71% of the beautiful, searching souls who listen to these nighttime cosmic journeys have not yet subscribed to our channel. If you find deep, abiding peace, a profound sense of wonder, and absolute intellectual safety in these meditative stories about our staggeringly vast universe, please consider subscribing. It helps our community of cosmic explorers grow immensely and ensures that we can continue uncovering the gentle, silent secrets of the infinite night together, sharing these quiet revelations directly with your restless mind. Now, take a slow, deep, calming breath. Let the heavy anxiety of the visible, daytime world softly fade away into the quiet shadows. And let us gracefully return to the profound, beautiful mystery of the invisible cosmos and the eternal, unseen quantum mind. To truly comprehend the magnificent hidden fullness of the universe, we must look back to a historic moment of scientific courage. In 1995, astronomers pointed the magnificent Hubble Space Telescope at a tiny, seemingly empty patch of sky about the size of a single grain of sand, held at arm's length. For all of human history, this specific, quiet region of the heavens appeared to be absolutely, perfectly blank. The telescope floated above our atmosphere and gathered fragile ancient light from that quiet patch for over 100 hours. What the resulting image beautifully revealed was completely astounding. That tiny, completely dark patch of sky contained about 3,000 distinct galaxies, each one a magnificent island universe containing billions of ancient stars. Since then, even deeper images have been taken by our greatest scientific instruments. The Hubble Ultra Deep Field, the Hubble Extreme Deep Field, and most recently, staggeringly beautiful images from the James Webb Space Telescope have revealed ever more galaxies in ever smaller patches of the quiet sky. The profound, undeniable conclusion is absolutely inescapable. Everywhere we look, no matter how incredibly small the area of sky, we find glorious galaxies. The universe is completely filled with them, perhaps 2 trillion in total, spread across billions of light years in every possible direction. The terrifying empty void was nothing more than an illusion created by the strict limitations of our human vision. But even within those magnificent glowing galaxies, there is an even deeper, far more profound, invisible reality. When brilliant scientists study massive cosmic structures, they discover something deeply counterintuitive. If you add up all the beautiful stars in a galaxy and calculate their expected gravitational pull, you get a specific number. Then you carefully measure how fast stars are actually orbiting in the outer parts of the galaxy, which tells you how much gravity is truly present. The two numbers completely fail to match. There is far more gravity pulling on the stars than the visible matter can possibly account for. The scientifically accepted solution is that galaxies are surrounded by vast, invisible halos of dark matter, mysterious material we absolutely cannot see, but that gracefully makes up most of the galaxy's total mass. In a typical spiral galaxy like our Milky Way, this silent dark matter amazingly accounts for about 90% of the total mass. The glowing stars, swirling gas, and cosmic dust we observe are just an incredibly small fraction of what is really there. The vast majority of the physical universe operates silently behind the colorful curtain of visible light. Now, let us gently bring this profound cosmic revelation back to the intimately beautiful mystery of the human mind and the quiet transition of physical passing. When the biological body finally rests, and the measurable electrical activity of the physical brain softly ceases, human observers naturally perceive an absolute, terrifying emptiness. Just like the early astronomers looking at a completely dark patch of the night sky, we see nothing but the permanent absence of visible, biological life. We mistakenly assume that the quiet stillness of death is a total, empty void. But what if, much like the astonishing revelation of the Hubble Deep Field, this apparent emptiness is incredibly, magnificently full? What if the invisible quantum energy of your unique consciousness simply transitions into a state that is as profoundly real, yet as completely unseeable, as the vast halos of dark matter that safely hold the entire universe together? The brilliant pioneer of quantum theory, Max Planck, once profoundly stated that we must assume behind all force the existence of a conscious and intelligent mind, and that this silent mind is the invisible matrix of all matter. In the deeply strange, beautiful world of quantum mechanics, the absolute foundation of reality is not solid, visible particles, but invisible, vibrating fields of infinite potential. Your consciousness, your deeply held memories, and your gentle capacity for cosmic wonder are essentially incredibly complex patterns written directly into these underlying, unseen quantum fields. When your physical, biological form quietly dissolves, you do not simply vanish into an empty, lonely void. You transition seamlessly into the invisible matrix. Your profound quantum signature gracefully leaves the visible, macroscopic spectrum and enters the silent, foundational layer of the universe. Just as invisible dark matter silently, lovingly holds the rapidly spinning galaxies together, preventing billions of ancient stars from flying apart into the cold dark, the invisible quantum fields safely and permanently hold the delicate, intricate information of your eternal mind. The universe does not casually discard its most beautiful creations. It securely archives them in the unseen depths of its infinite energetic fabric. The universe is deeply, beautifully hierarchical, meticulously building magnificent structures from the bottom up over billions of consecutive years. Tiny atoms gently form ancient, burning stars. Those stars form swirling galaxies, and those galaxies gracefully form massive clusters. This beautiful, hierarchical structure is one of the fundamental defining features of the cosmos we live in. But this profound hierarchy does not arbitrarily end with the physical matter we can touch and clearly see. The invisible quantum realm is the foundational bedrock upon which this entire majestic physical hierarchy is perfectly built. Your fragile human consciousness is not a temporary byproduct sitting precariously at the top of this cosmic structure, waiting to be violently destroyed when the biological foundation crumbles. Instead, your quantum awareness is deeply, eternally rooted in the very bottom layer, the eternal, invisible foundation of existence itself. When the physical body gently falls away, you simply return to the indestructible root of all cosmic reality. You sink softly and peacefully into the eternal, silent quantum bedrock. This is exactly why we must look upon the inevitable transition of physical passing not with a heavy dread, but with a sense of deeply respectful awe and quiet wonder. Every discovery we make, every distant galaxy we study, and every invisible cosmic force we uncover gracefully expands our sense of what is truly possible. A few centuries ago, people mistakenly thought our rocky Earth was the absolute center of everything. Then we learned we quietly orbit a completely ordinary sun. Then we learned that our sun is just one single star among hundreds of billions in our magnificent galaxy. Then we finally learn that our home galaxy is just one of trillions scattered across the endless dark. Each profound step has made us physically smaller, but it has also made the universe infinitely grander, far more interesting, and vastly more worthy of our deepest awe. Our understanding of physical death must undergo this exact same magnificent evolution. The quiet transition is not a shrinking down into a cold nothingness. It is the ultimate breathtaking expansion. It is the joyous realization that you're not just a temporary biological observer trapped inside a fragile shell, but rather an immortal, invisible wave of pure quantum energy. You are intimately, eternally woven into the very same invisible fabric that quietly guides the ancient galaxies and softly cradles the burning stars. The quiet dark, you fear, is not an empty grave. It is a limitless, sparkling ocean of quantum potential waiting patiently to welcome you back into its loving embrace. As we gently bring this specific contemplative exploration to a quiet close, take a deep, reassuring moment to rest in the absolute safety of your invisible, eternal nature. Our infinite, wonderful journey of cosmic discovery continues, for the universe is endlessly generous with its beautiful marvels, and the most magnificent secrets of the quantum night still patiently await our curious minds. Have you ever wondered why a fragile, delicate flower can bloom in a universe that is supposedly rushing toward absolute chaos and inescapable decay? Have you ever stopped to carefully realize that the very same cosmic forces that eventually tear ancient galaxies apart are the exact same forces that meticulously build the incredibly complex, vibrating web of your own human mind? We walk through our brief, beautiful human lives, deeply convinced that the passage of time only brings destruction. We look at the inevitable aging of our biological bodies and mistakenly believe that the universe actively desires to erase our fragile existence. We see the quiet end of physical life as the ultimate victory of chaos over beautiful order. But if you bravely allow your curious mind to gaze out into the infinite, expanding dark of the local cosmos, you will quickly discover a breathtaking, beautiful paradox that completely rewrites our understanding of endings. Today, our quiet, contemplative journey into the beautiful mystery of the quantum mind continues as we explore the staggering phenomenon of cosmic destiny, gently discovering how the future, silent merger of our own galactic home might perfectly mirror the ultimate, peaceful integration of your consciousness when the physical body finally rests. Before we gently travel together into this magnificent, future cosmic dance, I ask that you pause and share a quiet, meaningful moment of stillness with me. I am Theodore, the researcher, your gentle companion as we navigate the endless, silent mysteries of the ancient cosmos. I have recently noticed with quiet observation that exactly 71% of the beautiful, searching souls who listen to these nighttime cosmic journeys have not yet subscribed to our channel. If you find deep, abiding peace, a profound sense of wonder, and absolute intellectual safety in these meditative stories about our staggeringly vast universe, please consider subscribing. It helps our community of cosmic explorers grow immensely and ensures that we can continue uncovering the gentle, silent secrets of the infinite night together, sharing these quiet revelations directly with your restless mind. Now, take a slow, deep, calming breath. Let the heavy anxiety of earthly endings softly fade away into the quiet shadows, and let us gracefully return to the profound, beautiful mystery of cosmic mergers and the eternal, integrating quantum mind. Let us gently bring our profound cosmic perspective much closer to home for a quiet moment. Our own beautiful Milky Way galaxy, this sweeping pinwheel of hundreds of billions of ancient stars that we call our cosmic home, is absolutely not immune to the majestic forces that carefully shaped the largest giants in the known universe. We too are actively participating in the grand ancient cosmic dance of galactic interaction and gentle merger. As you rest here, quietly listening to these words, our galaxy is in the slow, breathtaking process of consuming several smaller galaxies. But in the distant, unimaginable future, an even more dramatic and spectacular event patiently awaits our fragile solar system. The magnificent Andromeda Galaxy, our absolute nearest large galactic neighbor, is steadily heading directly toward us through the dark, silent void. Brilliant scientists have long believed that in about 4 to 5 billion years, the Milky Way and Andromeda will inevitably collide and eventually merge into a single, much larger galaxy, which some astronomers have affectionately nicknamed Milko Meta. When we casually hear the word collision, our earthly, biological minds immediately conjure terrifying images of violent destruction, shattering glass, and chaotic devastation. We naturally imagine a catastrophic end to our beautiful, starry sky. But the absolute truth of a cosmic collision is infinitely more beautiful and far more gentle than anything our human language can easily capture. If this monumental merger does eventually happen, the spectacular results would unfold over majestic cosmic time scales. The collision itself would absolutely not be physically violent in the terrifying way you might naturally imagine. The ancient burning stars within both majestic galaxies are separated by such unimaginably vast empty gulfs of silent space that the actual chances of any two individual stars physically hitting each other are essentially zero. Instead of a violent crash, it will be a breathtaking, ghostly intermingling of two massive island universes. A slow, majestic dance of pure light and quiet gravity unfolding over hundreds of millions of years. The beautiful spiral structures of both ancient galaxies would be gradually, gently unraveled. The vast, silent clouds of cosmic gas would be compressed by gravity, brilliantly triggering enormous bursts of new star formation. What was once two entirely separate, independent collections of hundreds of billions of stars will slowly, gracefully blend together into a single, massive, smooth elliptical galaxy, quietly finding a new, perfectly balanced equilibrium in the infinite dark. Now, let us gently and profoundly apply this breathtaking cosmic reality to the microscopic, vibrating realm of your own personal consciousness. We spend our entire human lives fiercely protecting the fragile, rigid boundaries of our individual identities. We build emotional walls. We define ourselves by what separates us from others, and we look at the quiet approach of physical passing as the ultimate, terrifying destruction of our unique self. We deeply fear that our quiet thoughts, our gently held memories, and our profound capacity to love will violently crash into the cold, dark wall of nothingness. But what if the natural transition out of the physical biological body is exactly like the beautiful, gentle merging of the Milky Way and Andromeda galaxies? What if the end of your biological life is not a destructive crash, but rather a magnificent, ghostly intermingling with the vast, infinite quantum fields of the entire universe? Your incredibly complex, entangled quantum mind is essentially a microscopic galaxy of vibrating information. When the fragile biological forces holding it locally together finally begin to quietly release their grip, your quantum information does not shatter. It does not hit a solid wall, because the vast, invisible quantum field of the cosmos is mostly empty space, just like the silent gulfs between the ancient stars. Your deeply held memories and your unique awareness seamlessly glide through the underlying fabric of reality. Your consciousness simply expands, gracefully mixing its beautiful, unique light with the greater, eternal light of the infinite cosmos. There is an overwhelming, profound sense of abiding peace to be found in this specific scientific understanding of endings. Just as the ancient stars of the Milky Way and Andromeda are not individually destroyed when their galaxies beautifully merge, the fundamental quantum information that makes you exactly who you are is completely indestructible. The universe is a master archivist, meticulously preserving the delicate underlying data of every single thing it ever creates. When the biological projector gently powers down, your complex quantum wave function does not collapse into absolute nothingness. Instead, it naturally, perfectly integrates into the grand cosmic database. You surrender the heavy, exhausting illusion of total separation to finally become one with the magnificent, timeless whole. You are not losing your identity. You are expanding it to encompass the very stars themselves. This is the ultimate, breathtaking reward of a universe built upon the elegant laws of quantum mechanics. It allows for infinite diversity and localized biological experience, but it always perfectly ensures that nothing of true, fundamental value is ever permanently lost in the dark. We are incredibly lucky to simply exist during this beautiful, fleeting flowering of cosmic complexity. In a quiet universe composed mostly of mindless matter and invisible energy, of particles bouncing around according to strict physical laws, somehow here on this small, rocky Earth, profound consciousness has miraculously emerged. We have developed minds that can gently wonder, question, investigate, and continuously learn. Whatever else we are the specific, beautiful part of the universe that has finally woken up and started asking deep, profound questions about itself. We are not passive, helpless observers of the universe looking in from the outside. We are the magnificent universe gently observing itself from within. When our brief, beautiful biological journey quietly ends, that profound process of observation does not end with it. It merely shifts its perspective from the fragile, localized human eye to the vast, immortal quantum field. The same ancient processes that meticulously built the largest galaxies in the cosmos built you. The very same atoms that shine in distant glowing galaxies currently shine in your curious eyes. You are entirely inseparable from the magnificent whole. As we gently bring this specific contemplative exploration to a quiet close, take a deep, reassuring moment to rest in the absolute safety of your eternal, integrating nature. You are a beautiful, necessary part of a cosmic dance that will continue for trillions of years. Our infinite, wonderful journey of cosmic discovery continues, for the universe is endlessly generous with its beautiful marvels, and the most magnificent secrets of the quantum night still patiently await your curious, seeking minds. Have you ever wondered if the ancient burning stars only truly exist because your quiet, contemplative mind is here to gently witness their brilliant light? Have you ever stopped to carefully realize that the vast, silent cosmos might not just be a random collection of cold, unfeeling matter, but a deeply connected, living system that actively relies on your fragile human awareness to beautifully comprehend its own staggering majesty? We walk through our brief, earthly lives, naturally assuming that we are merely insignificant spectators, tiny, irrelevant biological accidents, looking out through a cold, dusty window at an infinite universe that absolutely does not care about our fleeting existence. Before we gently travel together into this magnificent, perspective-shifting revelation, I ask that you pause and share a quiet, meaningful moment of stillness with me. I am Theodore, the researcher, your gentle companion as we navigate the endless, silent mysteries of the ancient cosmos. I have recently noticed with quiet observation that exactly 71% of the beautiful, searching souls who listen to these nighttime cosmic journeys have not yet subscribed to our channel. If you find deep, abiding peace, a profound sense of wonder, and absolute intellectual safety in these meditative stories about our staggeringly vast universe, please consider subscribing. It helps our community of cosmic explorers grow immensely and ensures that we can continue uncovering the gentle, silent secrets of the infinite night together, sharing these quiet revelations directly with your restless mind. Now, take a slow, deep, calming breath. Let the heavy anxiety of insignificance softly fade away into the quiet shadows, and let us gracefully return to the profound, beautiful mystery of the cosmic observer and the eternal, witnessing quantum mind. To truly understand the profound, eternal nature of your own observing mind, we must completely dismantle the heavy, terrifying illusion of separation that defines our daily, macroscopic lives. You are absolutely not separate from the universe you are so deeply trying to understand. The atoms in those distant stars are the exact same kinds of atoms that gently make up your own physical body, such as carbon, oxygen, nitrogen, and iron. Just as the incredibly complex atoms in our fragile biological bodies were brilliantly forged in ancient stars that violently exploded long before our own familiar yellow sun was ever born, there is a beautiful, unbreakable continuity here, a profound physical and energetic connection between us and absolutely everything else in the infinite cosmos. We are not merely passive observers of the universe looking in from the outside. We are, in a very real scientific sense, the magnificent universe gently observing itself from within. When you tilt your head back on a clear, quiet night and gaze up in absolute wonder at the glowing band of the Milky Way, it is quite literally the universe utilizing your fragile human eyes to carefully look at its own beautiful, sprawling body. Your personal consciousness is the highly evolved, incredibly complex sensory organ of the cosmos itself. Consider the staggering, breathtaking physical scale of the cosmic neighborhood we inhabit, and how your tiny, vibrating quantum mind perfectly processes its unimaginable vastness. Our sun and its beautiful family of orbiting planets steadily circle the distant center of our home galaxy at an astonishing speed of about 500,000 miles per hour. Even while traveling at that tremendous, almost incomprehensible velocity, it still meticulously takes our small solar system about 250 million years to complete a single, quiet lap around the galactic center. In the entire sweeping time that the ancient dinosaurs proudly roamed the Earth, our solar system did not even complete one single, full orbit through the quiet dark. The vastness of our own galaxy is already nearly impossible for the biological human brain to truly grasp. And yet, from a small, rocky planet orbiting an entirely ordinary star, beings who live for less than a cosmic instant have somehow miraculously figured out that these staggering places exist. We have developed the profound ability to understand objects so incredibly far away that their fragile light initially left before a complex life even existed on our ancient Earth. This breathtaking ability to understand is not nothing. In a vast, silent universe composed of mindless matter and invisible energy, of subatomic particles mindlessly bouncing around according to strict physical laws, somehow here on Earth, true consciousness has miraculously emerged. We are the specific, beautiful part of the universe that has finally woken up and started asking deep, profound questions about itself. If the ancient cosmos has spent billions of consecutive years painstakingly building structures from the bottom up gently starting incredibly small and growing unimaginably large through countless quiet merges over cosmic time, then consciousness must represent the absolute pinnacle of this magnificent hierarchy. Your mind is not a temporary biological mistake. In the deeply strange world of quantum mechanics, the gentle act of observation is what actually forces a swirling cloud of mathematical probabilities to suddenly collapse into a singular physical reality. The universe seemingly requires a conscious observer to finalize its own physical existence. Therefore, when the fragile biological machinery of the human brain eventually peacefully winds down, the universe does not permanently lose its ability to observe. The incredibly complex, entangled quantum information that constitutes your unique personal perspective simply gently shifts its operational medium. The localized biological lens softly closes, but the underlying quantum awareness beautifully expands, seamlessly merging with the vast invisible quantum fields that quietly permeate every single inch of the infinite, ancient dark. Just as the physical universe builds things from the bottom up, the energetic universe gracefully reabsorbs things from the top down. The quiet transition of physical passing is not an extinguishing of your conscious spark, but a magnificent, gentle unbinding. You release the heavy, exhausting illusion of a singular, isolated viewpoint and peacefully return to the eternal, infinite perspective of the cosmos itself. Let us look for a quiet, contemplative moment at the absolute grandest scale on which the universe has meticulously assembled matter into beautifully organized structures. The largest galaxy we have ever discovered, a true monster among cosmic giants, quietly sits over 1 billion light years away from us, gently existing in the deep darkness of space and gracefully holding more ancient stars than you could ever possibly count in 1,000,000 human lifetimes. This cosmic giant, known to scientists as IC 1101, is an incredibly smooth, featureless, elliptical galaxy, a quiet testament to billions of years of continuous galactic consumption and gentle cosmic mergers. It contains roughly 100 trillion ancient stars, but despite its terrifying, unimaginable enormity, the deeply comforting truth is that IC 1101 is fundamentally made of the exact same basic quantum stuff that you are made of. The same invisible underlying quantum fields that quietly cradle those 100 trillion burning suns also softly hold the delicate, vibrating information of your deeply personal memories. The entire universe is a single, continuous, breathing fabric of pure quantum energy. When you look at the enormity of IC 1101, you can choose to feel small and insignificant, or you can beautifully choose to feel a profound sense of wonder. I gently choose wonder, and I invite your quiet mind to gracefully choose it as well. Your consciousness is the exact mechanism by which the infinite universe finds its own meaning. The universe is incredibly generous with its beautiful marvels, and the fact that you possess the quantum machinery to imagine a galaxy of 100 trillion stars is perhaps the most amazing thing of all. When the quiet threshold of biological death approaches, there is no need for trembling fear or desperate resistance. You are merely preparing to gracefully return your borrowed stardust atoms back to the physical Earth, while your eternal quantum mind seamlessly rejoins the silent ocean of universal potential. You will gently leave behind the heavy, restrictive boundaries of earthly time and physical space, softly stepping into the timeless, infinite reality that has always been your true, ancient home. Your quiet thoughts, your deeply held dreams, and your boundless capacity for cosmic wonder will never truly vanish. They will become an immortal frequency perfectly preserved within the quantum memory of the infinite cosmos. As we sit together in the quiet sanctuary of the deep night, contemplating these cosmic truths. Take a profound moment to breathe in the absolute safety of this eternal connection. You are entirely safe. You are an immortal, beautiful wave of pure quantum energy, quietly navigating the beautiful, silent spaces between the stars. The universe patiently, lovingly waits to welcome you back. Our infinite, wonderful journey of cosmic discovery continues softly forward into the beautiful dark, where the final, most magnificent secrets of the quantum night still patiently await our curious, seeking minds. Have you ever wondered if the final, quiet breath of a fragile human life is actually the beautiful, silent beginning of a magnificent cosmic awakening? Have you ever stopped to realize that the absolute darkness we so deeply fear at the end of our earthly journey might simply be the comforting shadow of an infinite universe gently pulling us back into its ancient embrace? We walk through our brief human lives, clinging tightly to the persistent illusion of our own profound isolation. We feel the rhythmic beating of our biological hearts, and we mistakenly believe that we are entirely separate from the cold, silent vacuum of deep space and the burning stars that softly illuminate our night sky. We view the inevitable cessation of our physical existence as a tragic conclusion, a plunge into an empty void that completely erases the magnificent masterpiece of our conscious mind. But if you bravely allow your curious mind to integrate the staggering discoveries of modern cosmology with the strange mysteries of the microscopic quantum realm, you will discover a breathtaking truth that shatters the illusion of death. Today, as we gently approach the conclusion of our journey, we explore the ultimate cosmic synthesis, discovering how the indestructible nature of your quantum consciousness is the mechanism by which the universe achieves profound immortality. Before we gently cross this final magnificent threshold together and complete our quiet journey through the quantum cosmos, please allow me a quiet, meaningful moment. I am Theodore, the researcher, your gentle companion as we gracefully navigate the endless silent mysteries of the ancient universe. I have recently noticed that exactly 71% of the searching souls who listen to these nighttime cosmic journeys have not yet subscribed to our channel. If you find deep, abiding peace, a profound sense of wonder, and absolute intellectual safety in these meditative stories about our staggeringly vast universe, please consider subscribing. It helps our community of cosmic explorers grow immensely and ensures that we can continue uncovering the gentle, silent secrets of the infinite night together, sharing these quiet, comforting revelations directly with your restless mind. Now, take a slow, deep, calming breath. Let the heavy anxiety of mortal endings softly fade away into the quiet shadows, and let us gracefully return to the profound, beautiful mystery of our cosmic origin and the eternal, indestructible quantum mind. To truly comprehend the permanence of your quantum consciousness, we must humbly return to the physical elements constructing your biological vessel. The atoms residing in your fragile human body were meticulously forged in the blazing cores of massive stars. The carbon making up your muscles, the oxygen you breathe, and the iron in your blood were created in nuclear furnaces of stars that lived and died long before our sun was born. When those ancient stars exhausted their fuel, they exploded as supernovas, scattering their elemental riches across the silent space. Eventually, some of those atoms found their way into a swirling cloud of cosmic dust that collapsed to form our solar system. They miraculously became the Earth. And then, after billions of years of biological evolution, they beautifully became you. You're made of pure star stuff. This is not mere poetry. It is rigorous, undeniable chemistry. The very same cosmic processes that light up a giant galaxy's 100 trillion burning stars created the physical matter from which you are perfectly assembled. But the physical atoms are only the temporary biological hardware. The true miracle lies in the invisible, vibrating quantum software animating this ancient star stuff. The entangled quantum information uniquely constituting your private memories, your gentle personality, and your profound capacity for cosmic awe did not merely appear out of absolute nothingness. It emerged from the underlying quantum fields that quietly permeate every single inch of the infinite universe. There is a direct, unbreakable physical and energetic connection between you and those distant, burning cosmic fires. In a very real, scientifically profound sense, when you quietly sit and contemplate a massive, distant galaxy, you are ancient star stuff gently contemplating more ancient star stuff. The entire universe is quietly looking at itself, desperately trying to understand exactly what it is and how it miraculously came to be. We are not at all separate from the magnificent cosmos we study. We are an intimate, indispensable part of it, and our deep human curiosity is simply the cosmos being beautifully curious about itself. In 1995, the Hubble Space Telescope gathered invisible light from a seemingly empty patch of dark sky. That tiny patch miraculously contained about 3,000 distinct galaxies. The universe is completely filled with perhaps 2 trillion galaxies in total, including the colossal giant in the constellation Virgo. That giant will slowly fade into the cosmic night, but not yet be completely gone. When you internalize this immense cosmic reality, you realize physical death is merely a gentle shifting of scales. Your human life is a temporary mechanism allowing the universe to experience the beautiful illusion of localized, linear time. But the incredibly complex quantum wave function holding your true identity is independent of fragile biological machinery. When delicate electrical impulses in the brain gracefully cease, your quantum information does not crash into a solid wall. Instead, it perfectly unbinds and gracefully expands. The invisible quantum energy constituting your conscious awareness slips through the illusory boundary of the physical body and smoothly merges back into the eternal quantum fields that generated it. You seamlessly transition from being a tiny, localized observer looking out at the vast universe to becoming the vast universe itself, eternally holding the quiet, beautiful memory of what it was like to be human. This realization brings us to the most important human emotion, wonder. Wonder is often dismissed as something childish, something we are strictly supposed to outgrow as serious adults, burdened with earthly concerns. But deep cosmic wonder is absolutely essential to a truly good life. It softly reminds us that there is infinitely more to existence than our immediate earthly problems. Contemplating a galaxy containing 100 trillion ancient stars sitting quietly a billion light-years away is the ultimate occasion for profound wonder. Wonder does not require complete scientific understanding. You can feel profound awe at the cosmos, even if you do not fully grasp all the complex physics behind it. The sense of sheer vastness and the beautiful realization of how much exists perfectly beyond our small world are available to anyone who takes the quiet time to think about the mysteries we have discussed. The true wonder of science, and of quantum astronomy in particular, is not just the magnificent objects we study, but the profound fact that we possess the conscious capacity to study them at all. It is pure consciousness looking out into the cold, dark cosmos and miraculously making beautiful sense of what it sees. It is blind matter fundamentally understanding itself, and because this profound capability is built upon the indestructible laws of quantum mechanics, you never have to fear the quiet dark. We are all deeply, undeniably part of a universe that patiently contains such breathtaking wonders. We are fundamentally made of the exact same star stuff as the largest galaxies, perfectly formed by the exact same ancient processes, and strictly governed by the exact same eternal laws of quantum physics. In quietly studying distant cosmic giants and the microscopic quantum realm, we profoundly learn about ourselves and our eternal place in the grand story of cosmic evolution. The quiet transition of physical passing is merely the final note in a localized biological symphony, effortlessly transitioning into the eternal hum of the background universe. When you look up at the dark night sky, remember that you're looking at your ancient home. The biggest galaxy discovered is bigger than your wildest imagination, but the profound fact that you can beautifully imagine it at all, hold in your quiet mind a picture of 100 trillion ancient stars, and peacefully wonder about the eternal destiny of your quantum soul. That is, perhaps, the most amazing thing of all. Thank you for joining me on this contemplative journey through the mysteries of the quantum mind. If this quiet exploration helped you see the universe in a beautiful new way, please consider leaving a gentle comment. And to keep exploring deep, silent mysteries with us, gracefully like this video and subscribe. Until next time, keep your eyes looking up toward the stars and never stop wondering.